You find a teacher that can teach you from scratch, so that when comes in the month of Ramadan, at least you can read. Even with a slow pace, at least in one day you target one page a day. So by the end of 30 days, at least you are able to recite more than one juz. So slowly, when you are able to recite more, it becomes 2 page and 3 page and 4 page and so on. So Quran is very important because Ramadan is a month. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned Shahr Ramadan alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran. One of the most recommended acts that we do in the month of Ramadan is the recitation of the Quran, because the month of Ramadan is the month where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down the Quran to our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to spend periods of spiritual retreat, i'tikaf. So whenever you enter the mosque, make the intention of i'tikaf. Whenever we enter the mosque, make the intention of i'tikaf, and especially when we are fasting. It is highly recommended that we do i'tikaf. And for men or women, when we are going for the Tarawih prayers, so at the point when we enter the mosque, at least we say, Nawaitu i'tikaf fi hadha al-masjid lillahi ta'ala. I make the intention of i'tikaf in this mosque for the sake of Allah. Or you say, Nazartu i'tikaf fi hadha al-masjid ma dumtu fihi lillahi ta'ala. I make a vow to do i'tikaf in this particular mosque as long as I am in it, and now I make that intention. We change from the sunnah becomes wajib. This is another way of making i'tikaf. So you can make i'tikaf by the sunnah by saying, Nawaitu i'tikaf lillahi ta'ala. I make the intention of i'tikaf for the sake of Allah. And you can make the intention of vowing. Nazartu i'tikaf. I vow to make the i'tikaf in this mosque for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as long as I'm in it, and now I'm making that intention. And you can only make the intention of i'tikaf when you are inside the mosque and not outside the mosque. Now you are outside the mosque, you are not inside the mosque. The moment you go into the steps, the coveted areas, then only you are in the place of i'tikaf. So i'tikaf, and you have to look at the mosque. It doesn't mean that you enter the car park only you make the intention, because this is the boundary of the mosque. It's not the mosque. The actual mosque is inside. The actual mosque is inside. Usually all mosques and you have these steps. If you go to like Masjid Ongga Kampung Melaka, you will find there are steps. But newer mosques and you don't find the steps. But most mosques, their place of i'tikaf is the coveted areas. So we have to take note. Also pertaining to praying in the Tahiyatul Masjid, and do not pray Tahiyatul Masjid outside the mosque. If you do so, your prayer is not valid. So make sure you are inside the mosque, then you pray Tahiyatul Masjid. Make sure you have entered the mosque, you make the intention of i'tikaf. Because intention must be accompanied by what? Action. Correct or not? You have not entered the mosque, and how can you make i'tikaf? You have not done the action yet by entering the mosque, so you cannot make the intention. To break the fast of others after sunset, meaning to be generous and to give food to people so that they can break their fast. Our Prophet ﷺ said that even one day or one sip of milk, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you the rewards of his fasting. If you become the reason that people break fast by you being generous to them, you will receive the rewards of their fasting. So there is this hadith here. He who breaks another fast earns the same reward as the one who fasted, without diminishing the latest reward in the slightest. And in the state of major ritual impurity, to perform the purificatory bath before dawn. It is a sunnah that if you are in the state of janaba, do not bathe your janaba after fajr. Do not bathe. You know why? Because you will put yourself in a difficult position. If you bathe after fajr, you have to take care of all his body cavities and your ears, your nose, your mouth, your private parts. So when you bathe, you have to be careful so the water doesn't enter into your body's cavity. And especially when you are washing your ears. How do you wash your ears? How do you wash your ears when you are fasting and you are in a state of janaba? If you wash your ears and you put the shower tap like this and you are fasting and it automatically becomes invalid. So what you do is you take water with your hand and you do like this, put inside, using your hand. This is how you wash your ears when you are fasting. If you are in a state of janaba, because if you we are in a state of janaba, bathing compulsory upon us, and to make sure that water reaches all parts of the outer part of the body. So we have to be careful. The best is to perform the bath before Fajr. Things that are unlawful, it is recommended to avoid slander, lying, foul language, pleasures of the senses, medicinal bloodletting. All these are makruh, and some are haram. Slander is haram, lying is haram, which are always sinful. But if your person is fasting and he backbite and he slander others, then this becomes the reason that he will not get any rewards for his fasting. So our Prophet ﷺ mentioned in the hadith, "Kam min sa'imin laisa min siyamihi illa al-ju' wal 'atash." Our Prophet mentioned how many people fast, but they do not get any benefit from their fasting except thirst and hunger. Because when they fast, they do all these acts of disobedience. That becomes the reason that their fasting becomes invalid. They did not receive rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The pleasures of the senses. Listening to what you call it good qasidas or music. Looking at things which is appealing to the eyes. Wearing perfume. All these are makruh. Anything that appeals your senses is makruh in fasting. Anything that appeals to your sight, appeals to your hearing, appeals to your touching, and so on and so forth, it is makruh. This is the principle. Because when we are fasting, we are going against our pleasures. We are going against our nafs. Everything that is appealing to the nafs, it is recommended that we avoid when we are fasting. And this is to get the most benefit out of fasting. Then things that are unlawful or offensive while fasting. Unlawful here meaning makruh. Offensive it means makruh. Unlawful it means mubah, permissible. It is unlawful to kiss on fast days for those if sexually arouses. And here we say it is offensive, makruh, to do so. It is unlawful not to eat or drink anything between fast days. What is the sunnah when we are breaking our fast is that we break our fast quickly. After adhan, after we hear the adhan, immediately we break our fast. Not to wait. Wait for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, or worse, we join the next day. This is called wisal. Wisal means you do not break your fast, you continue fasting all the way until the next day. It is mentioned that our Prophet ﷺ used to do wisal. For how many days? For 3 days. Some of the Sahaba wanted to follow anybody unable to do so. Our Prophet ﷺ told them off, mentioned do not follow me in this. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who gave me the strength to do this. This is wisal. So we the Ummah of Prophet ﷺ, wisal is makruh. Wisal is makruh. And if it can cause harm, it becomes haram. So what is sunnah is that we break our fast immediately after the coming of the Maghrib. Medicinal bloodletting, this is cupping. Cupping is what we mentioned is makruh. It is offensive during the fast to taste food. Makruh here to taste food, but it doesn't invalidate the fast as long as we do not swallow the food that we taste. Or to use a toothstick. Toothstick here means siwak. This is a siwak. Siwak. It is makruh to use siwak after zuhur. After zuhur to use a siwak when we are fasting. It is not offensive during the fast to line the eyes with kohol or to bathe. Using any eyeliner is what you call it, not any makruh. Or to bathe it is not makruh. It is offensive for anyone, whether fasting or not, to keep silent all day until night. Unless the necessity of restraining the tongue from useless talking. Now this mentioned by the fuqaha, if a person keeps quiet without any reason, unless if a person is remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or a person is reciting any of the Quran and so on, that is more recommended for him. But if a person just keep quiet without any reason, then it is something which is makruh. And then we go on to talk about the